Hey, beautifuls. Okay, I don't know who's been following my story via Facebook and or Instagram and now over to TikTok. Um, for me, I'm literally just trying to do what God told me to do and tell my story, tell my version of resilience. Okay, I'm confused a lot of the days because I was in a relationship, right, that I gave 120% of who I was. Um, it's hard to explain. I made a verbal and spiritual commitment to God to make sure that no matter what circumstance I found myself in, I was always going to be a blessing to those around me. And I have been this way. I have been used and abused and used some more since my earliest childhood memories. So, you know, I try to make it make sense, if that makes sense to you all. Okay, so I was married young at 21 years old. I've struggled, I've worked my butt off. I'm talking my to the point of tears some days just to make sure I provided not only for my husband, who eventually um, found himself, dibbling and dabbling and, getting consumed with alcoholism and drugs and at some point, bounced back, but it was always an underlying issue of, what I had to get through to make sure we survived that. Um, yeah, I did that. As a young woman at 21 years old, I worked my butt off. I stayed so close to God and I tried to fix everybody's situation. And I survived being basically a single mom, even though I was a mother with a husband, to make sure that my kids were okay. Walking miles and miles to take a bus because I didn't have a car. And then when I got a car, it caught fire on the freeway. The same day I bought it. Taking bus after bus after bus. I still trusted the Lord at this time. So skip forward, years and years and years. And my best friend, he was my best friend, was better, of course. And we raised our children. And I still was always the one who, was the financial burden provider. And not till later in life was also the spiritual guider. Because he had some spiritual content to him. Okay, after that, um, it was so many things that took place. Uh, I decided to move on and tried to get married again. I tried to get married again. I was with this person, a childhood friend, for about 5 years. And as soon as we got married, this person decided that since I made so much money and that I was, a free for all, that working and paying bills and helping me was an option. Now here I'm working like a man, paying bills like a man, but expected to still deliver what a woman and a wife would deliver on top of all that. Y'all help me make it make sense, okay? So during my second marriage, my best friend and my husband had a cancer scare and also came to live with me, and I took care of him because of that. Y'all get the picture? I'm taking care of my best friend, who's I've been married to when I was 21 years old for like 15 years. He has a cancer scare, so he comes to live with me. And then I have my new husband, who really don't work and do too much, also living with me. And everybody needs Tanira to provide. everything. Clothes, gas, insurance, food, toilet paper, toothpaste. Now, mind you, I have 3 children. 3 children who I must provide for and take care of, right? That marriage did not last. At some point, I just got so overwhelmed and I got a divorce and I moved on. Now, I'm in my peace mode. I'm in my quiet mode. I got my first husband. He's sick. I'm taking care of him and as best as I can. The kids are being raised. They're almost adults now. It's time for graduations and all of these things. And I finally have dug myself out of the hole of being everyone for everybody. Everything for everybody, right? And here comes another old friend in my life. Somebody I've known for, at that point, maybe 11 years. Out the blue, on a Facebook post, asking how I was. A business partner of mine, actually. And it was only business, even though we've known each other for a long time. And so he began to court me and say how he was bear witness to my situation, not only with my first husband, but with my second husband, and how he could come into my life and be the man that I wish I should have had, the man that I dreamed of, and how everything would be okay. So he courted me for about, 6 months to a year. At some point, we got engaged and began to start talking about future. That future involved me moving from one state to another, buying a home, getting settled, and doing okay. I want to say it was not even a full year of relocating, being taken away from my family, isolated, dealing with, at this point, horrific things that came into my life during this move. After I moved and I'm engaged and the wedding is set and all this stuff, my first husband, who was my best friend, died. He was murdered. He was killed. Dealing with the aftermath of that with my children, having to comfort them, but then comfort myself. The same year, I had a horrific car accident, which almost took my life, and I was paralyzed on one side for about 3 months, but I told God we wasn't having it, so he fixed it. The same year, my dog died. My son crashed and almost killed himself in my other car. And my foster son also killed himself that year, at the end of the year, by gunpoint. I just moved. I'm with this new person who plans to love me forever and give me the life I desire and be there for me and be my friend, and we're going to make this work. And all these things started happening to me. COVID shut my business down, so I went from making $10,000 a month to nothing. Nothing. Using my credit cards to float the bills and the finances of this new home I just bought. This new place I'm unfamiliar with, a new state, away from everything that I know. If I don't know, what testing is, but I believe that was my Job moment. That was my Job year. Now here it is. I'm with this new person in this new house, sacrificing everything I have, trying to keep my children afloat because they lost their father. And the person who came to save me, the one who said that they would love me and do everything, began to flip the script. The one who said, I got your back. I know what you've been through. And bear witness to it. He was witness to it. I got your back. Began to drink and belligerently abuse me. Physical, mental, verbal, and financial for years. And while I'm praying to Lord all the time, praying to God, like, okay, God, I'm doing everything that I can. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm trying to usher this person more ever so into the word so that he understands that this is not a facade, that that the Almighty Most High is the basis of my life, and that's why I do the things I do, I was being mocked. I was being laughed at. It was not received well, right? What was lied to me about what a person saw in me that they wanted to have in their life then became a mockery. A mockery. Where your God at now? I actually really don't want to be with you. Why don't you go and live with your sister? Why don't you leave? Why don't you and your daughter get out? So after years of putting up with said abuse, I can go into detail, but y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all will be mad for me and jump through the phone. I left. I left my big, beautiful house that I worked so hard to get for my own safety. For my own safety, I had to leave my house. I had to pack it up and put everything in storage and go into refuge with my family member. Right? Now it's been almost 2 years of this chaotic stalking, abuse, mayhem, and the person is saying, let's make this work. I love you. I want to get back with you. I need to be with you. Come back home. I love you so much. I don't understand how we got here. How did we get here? Was it the time that you said you was going to set my hair on fire? Was it the time that you threw me down to the kitchen floor? Was it the time that, you said if I don't come and have sex with you, you was going to drag me upstairs by my hair and rape me? Right? But now you're having thoughts about all the times that the house was immaculate and dinner was done and presented to you, and your closet's organized and bills are paid and the dogs are taken care of and everything was running and you didn't have to do nothing but pop in and pop out. I did that even under the circumstances that I was in. Now because I left and got my power, because I left and chose me and chose God over all things, I am being stalked and harassed on a level that no woman should go through. Why is it that we give everything to everyone? We show them the light, we show them love and care and concern, and they throw it in the trash. And then when you decide, okay, well, I've had enough, I get it, you ain't gonna fall for the goodness that I'm bringing into your life. When you decide that it's over, that's when they want to flip the script. That's when they want to come back and be like, why you treat me like this? Why you don't want to answer my phone calls? Why you ain't in my DMs? Why? I love you. I want you so bad. Come back. What? Are you delusional? Are you freaking kidding me? I put in years and years of showing you true love and you trashed it. And now all of a sudden, because you got to, I guess, like feel the heat of it, now all of a sudden court is coming up on your abuse and your attack against me. Now all of a sudden life is changing for you. You ain't got that money rolling in no more. All of a sudden you want me back. You done lost your dang on mind. People crazy. Y'all better walk. Y'all better pray and protect yourself. Folks is crazy. So I'm just saying, watch the signs. Get out early. Don't stay too long because it doesn't change. That's one. Two, put yourself in a position where you're protected by the God Almighty, the Most High Himself. Because if you're not, you're going to be one of those people, them statistics, whether man or woman, on the news talking about, this is the latest, that the ex couldn't take no and they just killed him. I'm not about to be that. I'm not about to be in that situation. Okay? And I advise you all not to be the same. So it just burns my buttons how you can give everything to someone, and when you tired of it, they get an attitude like it's a shock to their system. Make it make sense. Tell me how this works. How does this end? I need to know. I need to know. So I am petitioning on this video all my prayer warriors who understand what I just said, who maybe have been through what I've been through. I know God got my back, but I'm going to need a couple of extra hands on this one, because this crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Crazy. Now, pray for me. Wish me all the blessings and luck that I need to get through this time. It's already been 2 years of this, and finally court is here, and we about to see if justice prevails. Yeah, justice. Justice. I'm not looking for worldly justice because we already know how that ends. I'm going to bank that God got my back because I've done nothing and I've been only good to everybody who's ever crossed my path. Let's just bank on that. I hope this encourages the next woman and or man going through this to just stay strong. Stay strong. Don't give up, and make sure your circle is tight. Even if your circle is just you, if you just got to be by yourself, because people don't get it. People don't get what you've been through. I got you. All right? All right, love you guys. Praying for everybody who is under any type of demonic attack. And we will get through this together. All right? Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.